Awesome. Hang on just a minute. Can y'all see my screen now?
Yes.
Can you yes. Awesome. So welcome to the Global Wealth Group Blueprint, guys. This is the International Investor presentation. This thing does this every time. Just bear with me, guys, with this little technical difficulty. Why don't we just come out of present screen, because it wouldn't let me slide the slides, guys. So again, I do apologize. So again, welcome. Welcome to Capital Empire Group's International Investment Webinar. What is Capital Empire Group? If you guys who are on here that are not already a part of our community, Capital Empire Group is powered by, again, Yes to Yas in partnership with Savvy Chicks in Real Estate. And we're here to help you guys and empower you and investors to scale your wealth globally through strategic funding solutions, credit building tools, and exclusive access to international real estate opportunities. We specialize in tailored financial strategies that open doors to high growth markets, helping our clients build lasting wealth beyond the borders. So if you're here tonight and that's what you're excited about and want to get started in doing, you are in the right place. Once again, who am I? I'm your host, Dr. Yaz Anderson, your new real estate international sales agent. I am a seasoned real estate investing and funding strategist, guys, who began my journey way back in 2005. Many of you know I started my career through wholesaling real estate with no upfront capital and was able to turn my first deal into 1 year's entire salary at my most recent job. Okay, so since then, guys, I flipped over 300 contracts, closed more than $150 million in real estate investment transactions to date, and helped my clients secure more than $50 million in business funds and real estate funding. As the creator of my private community Capital Empire Group and my baby Profit from Property Academy, I have dedicated myself to coaching others and building wealth through real estate. I'm also the founder of Yes to Yas Consulting, as I said, and now welcoming you to Yes to Yas Global, helping you empower yourself to reach your financial freedom globally. The role tonight, guys, we're going to jump into once we bring on our special guest of an international sales agent is right here on the screen. If you don't already have a pen and paper, I hope you can grab one right now. These are some of the roles of your real estate, your international sales agent. So what we do is we got the market research, country education, client consultation, helping you identify that property, viewing the property for you or with you, making sure the negotiations and getting you the most fair price, of transaction management, getting you all the cultural sensitivities of the countries, and helping you to build a reliable team. Because for most of you, this is going to be a new experience. And if you've been investing here in the States, you probably do not have a team to do this type of work for you beyond the borders. So I'll help you do that as well as your due diligence and help you to get a real estate strategy so that you have success in your real estate investment goals beyond the borders. Our services is going to include the real estate sale, which is going to help our clients buy and sell the international real estate, help you with the leasing process if you're looking to do short term rental or midterm, and then, of course, the hassle of helping you getting property management so that you do not have to deal with any of that. So, before we go any further, guys, on this slide I made is the current property inventory. But before we go into the current property inventory and show you how to do this, what are the requirements, I want to bring up our special guest to present these properties to you. And if you haven't heard or been told her name by now, she is Miss Makeda Smith Global. And I'll just give you guys a little backstory on myself and Miss Makeda. We met, I guess now, what, 2 years ago? I was conducting some business with my trademark attorney for one of my entities. And lo and behold, she was from Chicago, just like Makeda. And she recommended Makeda to me. She was like, "Hey, why don't you check out my girl? You know, she's into the same thing you're into. Why don't you check her out? She's having an event in Atlanta." I bought the ticket that day, right? Because she came to me as a recommendation from a trusted person that I was conducting business with. So I went to the event, and the event was absolutely amazing. She had a brunch. It was a brunch, right, Makeda? Here in Atlanta. Um, Met her, her mom, and learned so much from her. And I knew that day that I would be working with Makeda. I did not know how, when, where, or what capacity, but we are here today, 2 years later, and very simply, God has divinely connected us on this endeavor, and I am so excited. So I'm gonna give you guys just my brief introduction of her, and then she's going to come on and give her formal introduction because this lady has so many accolades, guys. Okay, so Makeda Smith is a dynamic international real estate investing expert and branding strategist. She is known for empowering clients to achieve global success as a broker with EXP Realty and the CEO of Savvy Chicks and Real Estate. She has built a thriving community for women like myself and many of you on this call tonight in real estate, equipping them with the tools that we need to invest, travel, and sell worldwide. Her expertise in branding and investing allows her to uniquely guide agents and entrepreneurs toward building global wealth through real estate. Makeda is also a sought after speaker and trainer, inspiring audiences to break boundaries and to tap into international opportunities. And that is exactly why we are all here. Some of the highlights are broker with EXP Realty, specializing in global real estate. Again, the CEO of Savvy Chicks in Real Estate, a community for women in the industry. So, without further ado, if you guys will give a virtual clap to Miss Makeda Smith.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I appreciate it. Good evening, everyone. I am thankful and grateful for being able to be in front of you. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, I can't share. Okay, share my screen. I was like, I hope I don't have a whole bunch of junk up when it's my turn to present. So I like to present right inside of Canva because it just makes it, pretty easy. Everything just flows. So let me see if I can get rid of this part though. Okay. So I can get rid of that part. I'm gonna flow right from Canva to make it pretty simple because I like to move back and forth on my browser. So I am Makeda Smith, Savvy Chicks and Real Estate CEO and founder. And Savvy Chicks and Real Estate is a global real estate network. We have footprint. I remember when it used to just be in the US, but now we have footprint all over the world. Still have a lot of countries to cover, but so far we have been in, of course, the United States. We have been footprint in Dominican Republic, which we'll cover tonight. We also have footprint in Ghana. We have Egypt, Dubai, Maldives, Indonesia, and then we also have Greece. I don't think I missed a country yet because we are still trotting the globe and finding more opportunities to work with developers and to bring opportunities of investments to groups like this. So I'm grateful to be here. We also, being a global real estate network, we travel to these different places in which we are locating. I like to call them emerging markets. So like being able to get on the ground level of countries that do not yet have the infrastructure or have the cities, fully built like how we see here in the US or other countries as well. And so next year in June, we're headed to Zanzibar, Tanzania. because there's opportunity there. Then we're headed to Nigeria in October because there's opportunity there. How did I get started with international real estate? I would just say it divinely happened, because it was not something that I was looking at for myself. I was comfortable with being a real estate expert in the United States, but somehow I got called to a speaking engagement in Dubai. From there, once my foot touched the desert in Dubai, it immediately changed my life. And so I became enthralled with finding out more about international, the prime ministers, the kings, the queens, and all of the things as it relates to global. But when I tapped into that international real estate, it was over from there. So when it comes to Savvy Chicks in Real Estate, I always like to put this is my credibility page, because it shows you how I was able to be in different type of media and publications, so that you know basically who to trust. So not a brag, but like, who do you trust? Thank you to Yaz for inviting me to be a part of your investment community. I truly appreciate it. I don't take it for granted. So I want to make sure I respect the house and respect our partnership and collaboration that we currently have. Savvy Chicks in Real Estate has been incorporated in the state of Illinois since 2017. It is a global real estate network that started off as a marketing agency. So when she kept saying Brandon, I was like, yeah, that's it. Agents and investors. So we help them to travel, sell, and invest all over the world. So those three actions: travel, sell, and invest. We started in Bali, Indonesia, where we took a group of 16 to Bali for the first time. So that was pretty much our first property tour. Then we have Dominican Republic, where we hosted a 75 attendee conference last year in June. We went from that to September 2023 in Egypt and Dubai. And so we took people to the desert and to the hills of real estate in Dubai, and they absolutely loved it. From there, we went to Ghana in December, and I just want to show you a clip of what it's like to be in these other countries and look and experience real estate. So I'm going to play a clip of us out and about. We ain't got this tonight. So keep pain. Oh, Lorraine, didn't take me to symphony. I want to go cameras on my face. I wrote pink diamonds on my belly chain and my nipple ring. I'm wearing a frame, sideways on this candy paint. Saving in money. And this project was $750,000. And this one was in the low two, a condominium that was used for short-term rental. Now we head to the mountains. And this is in Africa. This is in Ghana. Okay, so I paused it there. We ended at a local restaurant, which the owner was actually, this is him back here. He was actually from the US and went over to Africa, started a business, and is thriving. We went back to Ghana in February. So this is a group of us. We went to go and look at, I don't know if you all are familiar with Dre Taylor, but he has his own duplexes that he is building there. From there, we went to Greece. Greece was a little bit different. So if you are investors on here, like, you understand the different type of investments that you can make. So in Greece, we got with a developer that took us around to different projects that they had, where they were buying multi-family buildings in Greece and they were turning them into condos. And so this trip, it was only ladies, including my husband, but only ladies on this trip. And it was about 10 of us, and we went around looking at properties, but we also got a chance to experience culture. In June of this year, we went back to the Dominican Republic, which we'll talk about now. This was a group of people, and the lake that we are standing in front of, I'm going to show you what's going to be built back here, which is going to be some condominiums. that start at about 174, 175, and I'll show you what those look like. It's gorgeous. But when you are on a real estate property tour and looking at real estate in the Dominican Republic, that looks a whole lot different. And this is pretty much the wow factor. When people came and they saw the beach club, we couldn't get them to leave. Everybody immediately pulled out their camera and they did not want to leave. So this will be the experience that your guests, if you were buying Dominican Republic properties and your guests are going to Punta Cana, they are not going to want to leave. So we'll talk about amenities. So let's get started with the first property that we're going to show. I'm going to show you 3 different developments and then the different tiers. So this is going to be the lowest price one that I'm going to show you, and it's $99,000 starting out for studio units. Let me pull up the brochure. Okay. Let me open this up. Make sure I get back to page 1. Okay, some of this is in Spanish, so just bear with me so that I can just remember everything by heart. Okay, so this one is a developer in the Dominican Republic. They are well known and they have multiple locations. So not just in the Dominican Republic, but they are in multiple countries. I know Spain, I think it's one of them. Mexico is another, and they're in some other countries as well. So they're not new to the Dominican Republic market. But this particular project that they have is called Seven Palms. We were actually here in June on the location, and inside of the community that they are located in, there is a man-made beach. And no, this is not Dubai, but there is a man-made beach over in the Dominican Republic. We were able to go, and there is a restaurant on the man-made beach, and then some other activities that you can participate in, including a bar. I'm trying to remember what else was over there. Maybe some surfboard shops and things like that. But it is a part of this particular community, along with the HOA that actually pays for the upkeep of that community. This community has 268 units. This is the rendering of what it will look like once the project is completely built. And so this is a rendering, what it will look like in the future. And this is exactly what it is. So you will have the man-made beach across the street that stretches, and then your unit, if you choose to get one of these, it would be over here across the street. And then there are pools throughout here, and then different amenities like the gym. I'm not sure if this one has a spa, so as we go through, it'll show us. And then you have some villas here in the back. Okay, so now let's talk about a little bit more about the luxury and beach properties. I'm going to get to what it looks like on the exterior, inside of the interior, but on the exterior, this is what it looks like. It's located in a community called Canabave, which is a gated community. So you have to get past security in order to get to this particular area. So if you have guests that was checking in, then they would have to go to security in order to be here. People ask me, what can I buy, rent it out, and then stay when I want? The answer is yes. So just FYI. Okay, up here you see it says Seven Palms Beach and Luxury. So that will be the name of the community on the exterior. And then there is exterior parking. Again, you do have the pools, and then you have the view of the beach. So if I was to scroll back up, so put get this picture in your head. So you have the pool, and then across the street, because that's really across the street, so it's not in the back, it's in the front. So scrolling back up so I can show you. Okay, here we go. So that pool that I just showed you, and you had the view of the beach, is here. So the view of the beach. So I'm gonna scroll back up so that way you can see the close up. So now we see the bigger picture. Okay, so we have balconies that are here, as well as glass balconies. You will have different lounge chairs inside of the actual pool, kind of like when you go to your resort. So it has a resort luxe feel to it that people will be able to enjoy it if they're coming as your guests. We know that Punta Cana is full of palm trees, so there is a lot of greenery on here. Why? One, because Punta Cana has a tax exemption for anybody who's purchasing inside of the Punta Cana area. Well, I think it's Dominican Republic, period. But specifically inside of the Punta Cana area, if you're building green and you are approved for building something that has sustainability, that's eco-friendly, then the government will allow for you to be able to have a tax exemption up to 15 years tax exemption on the property called comfort tour tax. Now, there are talks that they are trying to reduce or increase. They're trying to reduce.
What's up, bro?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Can you mute somebody? Yes, for me. They will have the government. Oh, okay. So they are in the process of trying to not do away with it, but like bring the property price down. So if you buy anything like under a certain price or over a price, then you would not be able to get this comfort to a tax. So I was told that it failed, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to try again. And this is why I'm always telling people that are interested in buying, not just in the Dominican Republic, but in any country, the rules of that country will always change. The rules of the country will always change. So also in the Dominican Republic, let's say for an example, you buy 2 of these. So it's $99.99 and you spent 200,000. Well, in the Dominican Republic, the other incentive for an investor is that you will be able to qualify to become a dual citizen for the Dominican Republic because you spent $200,000 in that country. So they have what you call a golden visa or a visa by investment program that will give you access to healthcare, to education, and other things as it relates to like being a local. So just FYI. Inside of the community as well is golf. Now that is an extra cost, so it's not included. You have the playground that you can see here and your walking path. Okay, and then you also have open parking and you have a lobby area to where when your guests pull up, they will be able to be checked into your actual unit and checked out. Yes, there's property management. Okay, let me see if I can figure this out. With these, it's in Spanish, but I'm getting better, y'all. Okay, so 10 minutes away from the airport, Playa Bavaro is a beach, so it's like 5 minutes away from the beach. You have the medical facility, it's 5 minutes away, pharmacy, supermarkets, 5 minutes. I'm thinking commercial centers. My Spanish is rusty, but like some commercial stores that are 5 minutes away. Can you mute that person? I think it's Tamika.
Tamika, can you please mute your phone? I mean, mute your screen.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you, sis.
Okay, thank you. Okay, and so then you have like the nightclub. So Coco Bungo is downtown Punta Cana. They have a bunch of nightclubs, y'all, including Dinner in the Sky that they just added a few years ago. So Dinner in the Sky is not only in Dubai, but it's also in Punta Cana. So it gives your guests some additional things to be able to do. Okay, other things that I talked about as well is the golf course being inside of the gated community, but it's not a part of your HOA fee. It would be something that you would have to pay for separately. The man-made beach, open access to that as well. There's a cigar lounge that will be a part of this community that will be included. There's a restaurant bar that will be inside of the community. However, you still have to pay for the actual food. But the thing about it is that your guests won't have to go far in order to be able to enjoy. And then you have all of like the sports amenities that is nearby as well. Okay, and this is the gate that we went to go through the community because we actually did visit this property. They do have 24-hour security. You do have property management, but that comes at a fee. I don't know what this one is, but I will give you the average. It's between like 18 to like 25%. And I have seen some that are higher depending on how much they actually do for you. So this is what a studio unit looks like. Again, it starts at 99,000 and then the price works its way up. And this is just a different view. And those are just different ways that you can also decorated, you can also add like a jacuzzi, and it's not a jacuzzi or a pool, they call it a pool-koozie. So it's a mix between a jacuzzi and a pool, and they call it a pool-koozie. So you can have that added on for an additional cost as well. And it's just some other interior looks with the exterior, but this unit is bigger. So you start off at a smaller unit, which I believe is like 300 square feet, and then it just gets bigger. If you multiply, I think it's times either 3 or 4, but they have everything in meters. So if you put that in Google, it'll give you what the measurements are in square feet. And then this is the 1 bedroom. And you see how it's broken up here. Okay, that's for the villas.
It's beautiful.
Okay, so now I'm going to move, and we can save questions to like the end. Let me see if anybody did have any questions. So not yet. Okay, so I'm going to move to our next project. So this is the one that starts at 99,000. Now I'm going to move to our next project, which is going to be called Taman. And with Taman's project, we'll start here. Let me make this a flyer a little bit bigger. Taman is owned by a group of investors, one in particular that spearheads everything. Taman is a terminology which I think means wellness in Bali. So this is a Bali inspired project. This is what the exterior of Taman looks like inside the Dominican Republic. We were actually on grounds and was able to see a model version of this as well. So this is what the exterior will look like. So you have a pool in the center of the community. This is also coined as Punta Cana's first wellness community. You are 10 minutes away from the beach, 18 minutes away from the international airport, and then 6 minutes away from downtown Punta Cana, where those restaurants, the Dinner in the Sky, shopping centers, and then the third developer I'm going to show you is they actually have a restaurant in downtown Punta Cana. So all of this is close to that restaurant as well when you're downtown. Okay, location is important as investors. Y'all already know that. So Taman is located close to everything. This is the main road that kind of like runs through Punta Cana. The beaches are not too far. So you have the Cocotel Golf and Country Club that is nearby, the hospital nearby, downtown Punta Cana, and then you have the Playa Bonita. I'm so proud of myself for saying that correctly. I just had to come brush past it. The beach right here. And then there are other amenities that are surrounding. If you were to drive down, you'll be able to see it, including like the gas stations and everything, as well as supermarkets. This is what the community on the exterior is going to look like when the roads are in and when you have all of the buildings. Right now, they are selling the second phase. There's multiple pools throughout the community. There is 1 parking assigned to each unit, and there is also open parking for your other guests. There's tennis in the back. If you can see right here, there's a tennis court in the back, but then there's pools in the middle, and there's play area, a bike area, and some cabins that they call it for like, resting and putting your bike up in those locations as well. If you look to the corner of right bottom, this here in front, I want to call it a structure. It's really a commercial space to where this developer also has commercial spaces available that starts at 89,000 for anyone who is an entrepreneur. Not only do you want a unit to be able to rent out short term, but you also want to be able to have a store, because in my mind, I'm going to think, okay, what do tourists need? They need some swimming suits. They need some suntan, lotion. They may need some hats, some glasses, like, and they may need a pharmacy, right? And so think about the things that the guests who are coming to this location, what would they need if they were on vacation, not staying on a resort, but staying in a community like this, but also being able to just walk to the front to go to a store. Okay, so 144 units in this development, 9 buildings. We're on the second phase. The first phase has been sold out. The developer is priding themselves on being the first wellness community in Punta Cana. And basically it just means that they are just focused in on it so that when you come to the community, it has that Bali feel to it. And then also they have a spa. Okay, so scrolling, we talked about Bali. So this is what the furnishing looks like. So if you were to, these units start at 115, but if you were to add in the furnishing package, which I'll show you in a minute, this would take the unit up to about 135, 140, depending on the furnishing package that you would get, because you don't have to get everything, but it is broken down for you. So that's like the bike cabins I was telling you about. This community has amenities that includes the relaxing cabins, the gym, the barbecue area, bike trail, spa and wellness, pool access, tennis court, green area, private parking, 24-hour security, and then those restaurants and retail shops in the front. And this is basically what that would look like. So if anybody is interested in commercial spaces in this project, do let Yas know, and she can help assist you with commercial spaces and the residential side as well. So you have the 1 bedrooms that start at 115. I have to look at the list to see, like, what is available. This is what the furnishing package, if you were to get furniture, this is what it would look like. And there's 2 different type of furnishing packages to choose from in terms of design. And I'll show you that in a minute. The 2 bedrooms, I do believe the 2 bedrooms, I don't want to be quoted incorrectly. I have to look at, because I don't want to give you a price and that's not the price, but I think these are like at 164, 165 for the 2 bedroom units. So they have 2 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, and then you have 2 balconies that go with that. So what does payment plan looks like when it comes to even the last one, the reservation fee? You put down a reservation to reserve your unit. It's $2,000 to reserve, and then it's 20% due in 30 days after you do your due diligence. If you have purchased property, which I'm sure you have inside of the United States, you typically have like a waiting period of 7 to 10 days to have an attorney review. But this is 20% that is due in 30 days, and you have 30 days to have your attorney review everything, go through the paperwork, you sign it, and then you pay your 20%. And the 40%, which is that third part, gets spread over the term of the build. So let's say during construction, it takes like 18 months to build. So your payment could be spread over 18 months. And then once they're ready to turn over the keys, it's 40% at delivery. Okay, so now let me pass through to, I know it's a lot of information. Y'all just write stuff down. Hopefully I answered some questions on the way. But this is what the furnishing package will look like. Okay, I'm trying to scroll. Okay, it's scrolling. It's getting there. It's getting there. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, so remember I talked about being Bali inspired. This is what Bali Dreams is, one of the furnishing packages that you have. I want to get to the price after we look at like what the furniture looks like. Okay, and so scrolling, so I get to the pricing. And then that's also the exterior of it. So you have neutral living. So now this is the other furniture that has been chosen for the project. So it's Bali Dreams and then neutral living. I'm gonna get to the pricing. So now you can decide whether or not you want to have everything. So what that means is that if you want us to have like all of the furniture, it's 12,000. If you want us to have, no, I don't think that's right. Let me make sure. Yeah, it's not right. Okay, this is the page I need to be on. So it's 12,000 for all of the furniture, but then added 4,600 for appliances, 1,400 for towels, 1,500 for the dishes and utensils. If you add all of that up for the 1 bedroom, then it's 19,500. You do away with, let's say the utensils, it's 18,000. You do away with the utensils and the towels, it goes down to 16,000. You get your own appliances, and now you just want the furniture, then it's an additional 12,000 on top of whatever price that is. Okay, so now if you were to get so it started as a 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, then it goes up in terms of price. Now I'm gonna move to another development. This development is the third development that we're going to go over. This is called Oasis Bay. First, we're going to cover Oasis Bay condominiums, which is here, which kind of reminds me of Indonesia again, the Kempinski that we stayed at one time because of the stacked styles of the architect. And then we'll cover the villas last because that's the most expensive, but the condominiums start at like 135. These are also condominiums with high ceilings that are in front of the lake, which is the picture that I showed you earlier that we were standing in front of. Now this is starting at like 174. So just FYI. Now I'm going to show you a video of the builder for all three of these communities. These communities right here, Oasis Bay with the villas that start at 640,000, the condominiums that start at 135, they are side by side and they back up to a golf course in a gated community. This community, Oasis Bay, is located in a separate area, which is called downtown Punta Cana. Okay, so watch the video so you can see the amenities that are included.
At the heart of our luxury real estate developments in the Dominican Republic are three fundamental pillars: Vivancia Homes, Grupo GMS, and Grupo San Pablo. After successful developments in Spain, including Malaga, Marbella, Burgos, Bilbao, Granada, among other locations, we bring 20 years of experience and all our quality to the Dominican Republic. The GMS Group is a business conglomerate that accumulates more than 25 years executing projects and offering services in civil engineering and real estate in Spain, Europe, Africa, and Latin America. The group has been established in Punta Cana for more than 2 years with the renewed management of Caribbean Lake Park, Leisure and Aquatic Entertainment Park, the Batu Event Space, and the Moroccan Nightclub, whose use and enjoyment is included as an additional benefit for all buyers of our developments. The union of the GMS Group with Grupo San Pablo has led us to add experience and professionalism, bringing us together in a perfect synergy. During the last 20 years, we have managed more than 40 new developments, having built nearly 3,000 units to date. In addition to the real estate business, the San Pablo Group is proud to have the award-winning basketball team, Club Baloncesto San Pablo Burgos, with Felix Sancho as president, and the Uno by Real Madrid restaurant chain, which successfully opened its first restaurant in Mexico City in 2023, with hundreds of establishments planned for the coming years. We are ready to take this challenge to the next level and make your experience an unforgettable journey into luxury and comfort with 3 innovative developments in Cana Bay and Punta Cana downtown.
Okay, now I want to show you, this is actually Punta Cana downtown. I want to get some of the videos out of the way. So just take a look at this.
Punta Cana downtown is projected as a hub of services and leisure within the Punta Cana area, quickly connected to the airport, the beaches of Bávaro, Cabeza de Toro, and much more, becoming a privileged area for tourism and entertainment. Our third project in the Punta Cana area, Oasis Lake, is the first eco-chic development in the area, with an innovative design inspired by the architecture of Tulum, located in the immediate vicinity of Caribbean Lake Park, in the heart of Punta Cana downtown. Oasis Lake is situated in the center of Punta Cana's tourist and leisure life, including access to all the amenities and services of Caribbean Lake Park. With all its water activities, the Batu Restaurant and Moroccan Nightclub, services available to all buyers of Vivantia Homes developments on an exclusive basis. The development offers integral management in condo hotel modality, representing a great opportunity for investors in the area. Don't wait any longer to be part of this unique experience. Contact us today for more.
Okay. Now I'm going to move into the actual brochure for Oasis Bay, and then we will talk about the three different ones. So this is Oasis Bay. I'm kind of going to move a little fast so we speed up time because we watched those videos, but this is Oasis Bay. And actually, this is the villas. Okay, so this is Oasis Bay, the villas. This is the most expensive dwelling that they have that starts at 640,000. So it have a 3-bedroom and then they have a 4-bedroom. There's 16 villas. I don't know how many that are left, but this is in a gated community, the same gated community in Punta Cana that houses the Hard Rock Cafe Casino and hotel. So if you were to buy one of these, you actually get access to the casino and you get access to the exterior of the casino. So you get access to the Hard Rock Cafe Hotel and then like all of those stores and restaurants that are inside and then the casino itself. What I love about this community is already gated, but because of all the development, because it's different subdivisions inside of the gated community, including this one, I can see this one being over $1 million in a few years, just based on the growth that is happening in the Dominican Republic. And so my husband and I, we were actually looking at, potentially this one because we are in the process of moving ourselves because we are empty nesters, but we want to make sure we're like looking at different countries, but we have our eye on this villa and looking at even the swimming pool that are in the front here. If y'all see this right here is in the front, and then they have one in the back as well for the other model. So this is just so gorgeous, y'all. So this is what
That thing beautiful. That's gonna
ain't
be
it?
well over $1 million before it's
It's
completed.
it
Hello.
definitely is. That's I was just thinking about the numbers, and it's in a gated golf. It overlooks the golf course.
Right, and all the high rollers from the Hard Rock are going to be renting from you, right?
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
from
it's
the
because
casino.
yeah, because some of them don't want to be in the actual hotel. They would rather be in a villa overlooking the golf course. Now, the golf course is not, again, included in the HOA fee, and you have to pay for it separate, including also the beach club that we just showed you in the video and the ones that we went to. That's separate, and I believe it's like 500 annual a year, but you can pass that luxury on to your guests when they come to stay at your place. So this is 640. This is the first one. And I mean, waterfall countertops, I mean, seamless hidden doors in the kitchen. I just absolutely love the design of it. It's so clean, so chic. And then this is the hidden door over here. Because remember, the refrigerator is over here, but this is like a hidden pantry. So just FYI. Okay, so starting off with 640. Now, the first one has a 2-car garage, but then the second model does not have a 2-car garage at all. And that is actually 740,000, but it's bigger in size, but it does not have the garage. So this is the floor plan for that. And it's 740,000 for this particular one. Now I am going to say all of the developments, the lake condominiums and the Oasis Bay, they come completely furnished. Not every properties come furnished. Those come furnished. These villas do not come furnished. Just FYI. But they do have furnishing packages that you can grab. So this is the golf course that it backs up to, and then that is the beach club that you can be a part of on a separate membership. This community, well, not the community, this developer, you can actually have access to their nightclub, their restaurant, and then that water park that you saw in the actual video. So it's 4 minutes from the beach club within the community, 20 minutes from the Punta Cana airport, and then it backs up to the golf course. These are all the amenities that are included. So the restaurant, the golf course, well, I won't say included. You have access to it. I would say that. Virgin beaches, barbecue area, the private pool. The Caribbean Lake Park is where the nightclub is located. and where the Batu restaurant is located. We had our conference there last year, and that's where we were standing in front of the actual lake. They also have some buggies that you can ride, just like you do when you go to Dubai, but you pretty much riding through like beach sand. This is the payment plan for all three communities. So you have the condominiums that start at 135, the villas that start at 640, and then the condominiums on the lake that starts at 174. The Oasis Bay, which is this at the top, these will be built and finished. They start the first quarter of next year. They will not be finished with the progress until February of 2027. Just FYI. That's how far you can stretch a payment plan. The Oasis Bay Boutique is the villa that will not be available until or delivered until July of 2026. So not next year, but the year after. And then the last ones, the condominiums down here in front of the lake, that due date is the same, July 2026. You have payment plan where you put up 3% was 2,000 upfront, and then 20% on the second payment, 40% during construction, and then your final payment is 40%. Or you can opt with these payment plans. If you were to pay more upfront, they do allow for you to opt into having a discount. That's the word I'm looking for, a discount on the actual project. So let me go through really quick, because we're not gonna stay on it long. I wanna show you the brochure for the condominium so I could just show you the floor plan. That's basically what I'm looking for. So I don't wanna go over an hour. Okay, so let's look at the Oasis Bay. So these are the condominiums. This is what the exterior looks like. So it's like stacked exterior. You have the restaurants down here. You have the pool that you can overlook. There's a co-working space that's in here. This is what the night view looks like. Y'all, this thing is, to me, it's drop dead gorgeous. It reminds me of Bali Kempinski 5-star hotel. Okay, so that's another view of it. I'm trying to get to the interior. So these are the interior views. Remember I said furnishing is included with these. And so this is what the furnishing, the kitchen, like it would look like. So it's not much furnishing, but it is included in the actual plan. Gorgeous. Very neutral colors.
I love those earth tones. They're timeless. I mean, this is gorgeous.
Ain't it?
Yes. Wow.
So they have different versions. So I'm glad that they have it in square feet and not meters. So this is 430. This is actually bigger than the ones that were 99,000. They cost more, but they are fully furnished as well. So this is the second type. That's a 1-bedroom. You can also opt to put a jacuzzi on your patio if you would like that. And then this is one that is actually bigger, still a 1-bedroom, but it's 860 square feet. Now, this is a 2-bedroom, which now turns into almost 1,200 square feet. You have an option to add the jacuzzi. So now this is just going to give us some more play on what we already seen on the last brochure. Now let me show you, let me see, the lake. Hold on, y'all, let me make sure that I'm getting it correctly. So I think I can start taking questions now. If anybody have any questions while I'm looking for the lake.
Anyone?
Does anybody have any questions on the units?
Yes.
Okay,
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, Paul. How are you?
Great, great. My question is, from your experience, what is the more of the hot renter if we were doing Airbnb, the 1-bedroom or the 2-bedroomers?
So I have been told it has been the 2 bedrooms. Between the 2 bedrooms and the 1-bedroom, people are not really renting like studio units because they're looking for some place for them. If they're, bringing the kids, they want some place for them to stay. So the 1 and 2 bedrooms are the one that's getting the most rentals online. And then if you were to use a software like AirDNA, it also would give you like what's being rented around, like what pricing, how often. It gives you that information.
Okay.
That was going to be one of my questions, Makeda. Like, could you just do like the math, or I have my calculator here? Like, what is the nightly rate um typically for one of these? And just like, well, I want to multiply it by 30 just to see kind of what the revenue would even look like.
Yeah, I don't have the numbers on me exactly, but we can take like for one bedroom, I would say between $60 and $100 per night. But the reason why it depends is because every community has it has different amenities. So I'm not gonna pay $50,000 to stay at one development that is giving me like a pool and maybe they got a clubhouse. Whereas for someone like Oasis Bay, they have a pool, they got a clubhouse, I got a spa, I have the co-working space, I have what else? The access to the water park. So you're going to pay more for something like that. And I have had 3 people when we went to Dominican Republic and we had our investment tour. 3 of our people who went on that tour to all of these developments, they went back to the Oasis Bay because it offered so much when you think about having your tenant, well, not tenant, having your guests to be able to book short-term rental for your actual project. So I would say, yes, to calculate between 50 a night to 100, but that would be for like a studio. If it's a 1 bedroom, maybe 80 to like 110 and then upward. But I don't have the exact numbers on me now, but I can get them for you and then you can email it out to your clients.
Yeah,
Or your
yeah,
community.
because I was looking or hoping more over 200, maybe closer to 3 a night. I mean,
No, so
they don't go.
it just,
So this goes for that cheap. Let me stop the recording. Sorry.
so it just